Hey players, so as promised, President Biden made some announcements regarding the next steps for student loan relief. As previously reported, this morning the conservative Supreme Court struck down President Biden's student loan relief plan. So today, President Biden announced a new pathway to make good on his campaign promise of forgiving student loans.
I'm announcing today a new path consistent with today's ruling to provide student debt relief to as many borrowers as possible, as quickly as possible. We will ground this new approach in a different law than my original plan, the so-called Higher Education Act. That will allow Secretary Cardona, who's with me today, to compromise, waive, or release loans under certain circumstances. This new path is legally sound. It's going to take longer, but in my view, it's the best path that remains to providing for as many borrowers as possible with debt relief.
Now, because this plan will take longer, he also offered borrowers an opportunity to not be reported when they miss student loan payments. And also, Dark Brandon made an appearance, honey, because President Biden called out those members of Congress, Republican members of Congress, who continue to say that student loan forgiveness is for the privileged and the wealthy.
Members of Congress who strongly oppose giving relief to students got hundreds of thousands of dollars themselves in relief, members of Congress, because of the businesses they were able to keep open. Several members of Congress got over $1 million. All those loans were forgiven. You know how much that program cost? $760 billion. My program's too expensive. $360 billion more than I proposed in my student debt relief program. I was trying to provide students with $10,000 to $20,000 in relief. By comparison, the average amount forgiven in the PPP, or the pandemic loan program, average amount forgiven was $70,000. Now a kid making $60,000 trying to pay back his bills, asking for $10,000 in relief? Come on. The hypocrisy is stunning.
Went on to talk about hypocrisy and how it was thick on that comment, honey, because those same members of Congress that talk about privileged are the members of Congress that received PPP loan forgiveness. He's talking about the three stooges, honey, Musty to the Mustpie Marjorie, the privileged pervert, and Lauren Bobblehead. Well, not Lauren Bobblehead, honey, because she barely got a GED, but I digress. He also went on to talk about Front that dumps $2 trillion in tax cuts that no one on the GQP side wants to talk about, but they do not want to forgive $400 billion in student loans for the common American that makes $75,000 a year. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Players, put your thoughts in the comments. I'm hoping that this works for not only student loan borrowers, but for the Biden administration. Y'all let me know what you're thinking. This is Double D Mobile for the Black Accurate News. I don't mind my tax dollars going toward people's student loans. I don't mind that at all, but I want to know what y'all think.